Welcome back to Call Dibs, everyone. Today I'm back with a different kind of video, and I figured with 2020 finally wrapping up, I think it's about time we kind of go over some of the best in K-pop that has come out today. So much has come out this year, and there have been so many crazy comebacks, even amidst the pandemic. So many crazy comebacks and different unexpected events have come about that no one really saw coming. I'm going to be going over my personal rankings of 10 best comebacks that we've had this year. Mainly how I'm ranking this is first off of how I feel these songs are working to push K-pop as a genre forward, how different the music videos were in terms of different kinds of editing styles and color palettes we haven't seen so far. The third one I would say is the concept and its uniqueness of it, and that includes a lot of the underlying message within that concept. So that is sort of how I'm ranking everything today. So I'm probably not going to rank these from like greatest to best. I'm probably just gonna make it so it's like the 10 overall, just the best things I've seen this year. I'm not ranking them in any order. This is just, since there's been so much that's come out this year, it's like almost impossible to do that. And we're going to be talking about that and sort of what I liked from each group that I included in this list I made. So the first song that I included on this was Espas' Black Mamba. That came out last month. To preface this, we never really knew initially when we'd be getting the new group from SM. They talked about it. We'd seen new girls who had left the company. We really didn't know what was going to happen this year. There wasn't a whole lot of news, but this whole comeback sort of just happened last minute. Within probably a month, they promoted it. I would say overall this concept was very unique. A lot of what made this comeback really interesting was the use of just some of the new... SM is just known for pushing trends, new trends anyways, and being super innovative in this industry. So including, you know, sort of the VR characters that each of the members had, and it was included in their teasers up until the actual release. That's something we haven't seen before, where each member has their own VR character. That was something that really just stuck out to me that a lot of some of these other groups have not done this year, aside from League of Legends group KDA, which has been putting out music and doing stuff for the past few years. But yeah, I mean, these girls are rookies. They're literally like, we haven't seen a whole lot of them dancing yet, but I mean, based off of how this choreography has been so far, it's hard to make a complete judgment on their overall capabilities. But if they're an SM group, I have no doubt that they're going to be extremely talented, and we've only seen a fraction of what they can do. The next song I included up on this countdown is NCT 127's comeback for Kick It, which kicked off a crazy year for NCT. I would say the song overall is very NERD inspired. You know, there's multiple hooks in the song that just pull you in. The vocals on this were great. Lots of range being shown. You know, it's anything I'd really expect from NCT 127 to just always push boundaries and really prove that they're an SM brand. They're always just going to pull out something different that we haven't seen. Yeah, there were beautiful uses of yellows in this music video, very much inspired by a lot of kung fu movies that came out in the 70s that included Bruce Lee in them. So it's fitting that they, you know, homaged his name in this song. This was definitely well thought out and something that's very different. Also, it gives some serious Kill Bill vibes as well, going back to Quentin Tarantino's movie that came out about almost 20 years ago. The choreography was incredible, very much mimicking, again, those kung fu moves again into it. They did some aerial moves in it as well. Next up on this list of singles and comebacks that I had included, one probably might be surprising to some people, is TXT's Can't You See Me comeback. This is one of those videos that also just completely stood out to me this year that a lot of other groups haven't pulled off. And TXT has made it clear, especially in the album this year, a lot of their songs, including this single, use a lot more organic instruments, guitar, riffs, not a whole lot of synth work, pretty minimalist kind of instrumentals, very vocal driven. This year TXT has definitely popped up on my radar more. I have more respect for them after sort of, I feel like, hearing more of their vocals and seeing the unique kind of colors that they bring compared to a lot of groups, probably because they're younger still. I'd expect nothing less from Big Hit at this point. You know, learning so much from going through BTS, they've definitely got the tools now to put together a great group like TXT. You know, up until this point, we've seen very cute, lighthearted concepts between Runaway and Crown. Everything's been very cheerful, very youthful, something you would expect from a rookie group. So when this song came out, from what I've seen, it seems like a lot of people were taken off guard and were kind of like, oh, are they going more down with BTS, sort of dark, exploring darker themes in their songs? I would say at this point where we are in the year, after waiting till the end, they did come out with another cheerful concept. So I don't think that they're going to limit themselves to any sort of specific sort of theme or concept. This song was very guitar driven, lots of riffs, very vocal driven, lots of ad-libs throughout the song. The video was very unique as well. They used a multitude of different formats in this song, showing, you know, like the perspective of taking a selfie from an iPhone, fisheye lens, and the peephole in the door. There was a lot going on, not to mention the fact that they had a really well put together set with the ginormous house in the background. The colors blended very well. It wasn't too harsh, but it left room for contrast. I think this song really proves and shows to the world that TXT definitely has the capabilities to mature into something much like BTS, but they definitely have their own style. Next up in this list I have Twice's I Can't Stop Me, which ended up turning out a lot better than what some people had expected it to. And first of all, with the song, I would say I haven't heard any comebacks singles as of yet that have included these type of vintage synths that they have. A lot of it's very 80s. It reminded me a lot of the Stranger Things theme song, or maybe even like the Halloween theme song from 1978. A lot of this was just very risky for Twice to put out after years of having super cute concepts. There were a couple of hooks in this song that really got you. I would say the video had some really unique points in it, and of course the giant flower blooming, again using actual props in an actual built set, not completely going towards VR just yet, but they did have enough to where it wasn't overwhelming. Like with the train scene, it was just enough to get the point across. A lot of this video felt more like a continuation of more and more in that they're sort of starting to build this underlying sort of story that people are sort of starting to realize and cling on to. This video felt more like a storyboard for the continuation of the story rather than a standalone music video, if that makes sense. It feels just a connector piece to me. But again, pushing boundaries with different formats in the video. There was that one scene where there were the honeycomb like pieces that were flipping and they would appear and they'd be dancing in the middle. That was super unique. They came back with this and showcased a lot more of their vocal talent and also visuals. The yellow color palette that they used in parts of this video were incredible. This just leaves me really curious as to wanting to know what is going to come next from them. The song is incredible. They hit a ton of high notes. And I really think this is just setting us up for more of what they're going to bring in the future. Next up, I have Taemins Idea. I swear, Taemin has really just been working his butt off this year between Super M, his solo work, and I'm sure that he's preparing for something with SHINee right now. We just don't know yet. But Taemin has really just been in his own lane for a while. The song is very layered. There's a lot going on in it. Lots of vocals, lots of ad-libs. He even has like his own rap line kind of in this song. Lots of crazy color palettes between the blues and the greens, and there's also some bright white kind of cream colors used in this video. Also reds. Everything is very contrasty, so it stands out a lot. But yeah, the chorus is just super cinematic between the orchestral strings being played. Lots of hooks in this song. I'm super surprised Taemin is not on a more global level at this point, between how innovative his songs always are and how artistic and dark his concepts are. But yeah, the way some of these notes are, it's very Middle Eastern inspired, bouncing around the scale. It's almost a battle of heaven and hell in this music video between Taemin in the flames and the dark outfit, super red and yellow, and him on the stairs in the blue silk suit into the sky. Next up, we have Irene and Seulgi's Monster. Again, totally pushing boundaries. I don't know any song that came out this year that has combined soul, EDM, and trap together. Choreography was incredible. The way the background dancers were all female. They all had those crazy kind of black kind of outfits on, semi-transparent with the little veil over the eyes. When they all came together at the end to create this one giant kind of spider monster looking thing, I thought that was incredible. The colors were very blue, green, and red. very evil kind of colors. I'd love to hear like a slowed down version of this song. It's very jazz inspired, but I'd love to hear it just as like a straight up jazz song. I feel like that'd be really cool to see. But again, with Red Velvet kind of having to pivot this year into a subunit like no one expected, this kind of came as a surprise as well. Very unique, just different, you know, for a subunit. Next song I had on here is LOONA's Why Not. Lots of hooks in this song, everything. There's just so much going on. There's a lot of funk guitars. This song is very minimal, very vocal driven, different kinds of styles of singing in this song. There's a ton of drums. It's a very simple chorus, but it hits home and it's very catchy. It's one of those songs that easily just gets stuck in your head. I would say the vocal power and the uniqueness is what stands out in this song. And again, with LOONA, with general knowledge, you would know that they do have their own lore and their own story, and everyone's got their own assigned symbols, animals, and all of that. And it was just revealed, you know, that they've each got their own note on the chromatic scale, and there's just so much. And they all kind of have their own unique character in this music video, which is also cool to see and also fun to just sort of string together and see how they each come as one. And the video was also incredible, lots of different color palettes. There's some use of VR in it, not too much, just enough, like the giant earth opening up. Next up I had Apple by GFRIEND. They very much had their own kind of sound this year. They really, I would say, didn't really hop on any bandwagon until more of the disco stuff started coming out, but up until this point a lot of it was very 80s inspired. Apple very much was its own sort of beast in of itself. The colors were very muted greens and blue, very hazy, almost like an off-white kind of color. Good and evil sort of themes reappear in this sort of music video as well with Apple. Again, they go from wearing all these white, very innocent outfits to wearing dark, almost vampire-esque sort of outfits looking evil. And again, at the end with the horns, again using some VR, pretty much all live instruments, a lot of guitar. The intro was incredible. It sounded like a real drum kit that they were using too, and it's definitely for sure got its own flavor that a lot of songs that have come out recently do not have. Next up I included God's Menu. Everything about this comeback seemed to just change the direction of Stray Kids and really put them on the map for a lot of people, including myself, because I hadn't really liked a lot of their music before. The song is very catchy, the music video is incredible, a lot of the camera tracks their movements when they dance, super unique, and it keeps your eye attached to sort of what they're doing with their bodies. Definitely more than one hook. The vocals were incredible, the way they squeezed in the rap lines fit very well, super smooth, there wasn't any awkward spots in this. It just flows very nice. And finally, I have Everglow's La-Di-Da. This song also just kind of really put Everglow back on the map again. For a lot of people, the song is very much in its own lane, since we're very 80s, and I almost feel like this song could be like in an anime. There are several rap breakdowns in between each of the chorus, which is mainly more vocal lines, and it just sort of, again, keeps everything fresh, more ear candy going around, nothing that keeps you tired, something new around the corner. That's just incredible. The music video was stunning. A lot of the black and white sort of noir inspired themes that they had going on reminded me a lot of Sin City. For anyone who's seen those movies, those rap breakdowns came and I was just like, what the hell? Amazing. And the outfits were great. The black leather, everything seemed to do really well with this concept, and I'm glad Everglow tried something different and didn't, you know, go completely back to like EDM. They're starting to really push their own boundaries further. If you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and subscribe down below. More content coming to you very soon. Since it is the end of the year, I'm just trying to sort of encapsulate everything I've seen this year. Let me know what your guys' top songs were for this year and like what you guys think really just ruled and stood out to you this year in terms of, you know, its innovativeness, its uniqueness, quality. There's been just so much that has come out this year. Alright, see you guys.